Do you know that your state is rich and you don't know? You are still suffering. Every state in Nigeria is rich, but because of the bad leaders wey we get, they don turn everything wey be like say na oil, na oil, na oil, na oil. Na lie. You are rich. Some states get different thing wey God take bless them for inside their own state. But because of the narrative of oil today, because that oil, the way they take dey carry am, they sell am, they get the money, they share for themselves. That's why they no wan tell themselves the truth, so that every state fit look into wetin they get from there, enrich their state, so that this power go there for the whole state. Now one people go sit down for inside Abuja, they share everything. The whole power enter inside Abuja, go stay. How the country want to move forward? The truth don't finally they come outside. I want you to watch this video while I'm play you right now. Just watch the video and we'll come back. We'll come continue.
The truth is that Nigeria is dead. We are only pretending about it. Good enough, Tinubu before now was one of the strong advocates of restructuring. But what does restructuring mean? It simply means reduction of the powers at the center. If you don't reduce the powers at the center and send it a little bit to the regions for them to manage, you're wasting time with restructuring. This attempt at amending or altering the constitution is the 6th attempt. When we were in the House of Reps, we didn't have the privilege of doing one. I was in 2-3 to 2-7 set. But ever since, we have had 5 attempts. And it will become a 4-yearly ritual unless we do something dramatic with this one. There is this impression that is being created as if there are states that are not rich. Every state in Nigeria is rich. Mention the state and I'll tell you how rich they are. There is this assumption that we must all depend on oil. So many states don't need the oil from the Niger Delta. There are states that don't have oil, but they have so much gas. And they are not even tapping into their gas. Several others have different minerals in their area. It is high time we let every state know that they are rich. Even there are people who are more brilliant than the others. They don't even need any mineral. They will still survive. So every state in Nigeria is rich. I will share a little experience I had with Fashola when he was governor. We went to him, we had a meeting. He told us how he had prepared a paper forwarding to Yaradua on the responsibilities that have been put on the exclusive legislative list of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And he said, Mr. President, you can't do this all. Cut out most of this and return them back to the regions. For example, the federal government is still involved in the ownership of secondary school. What is the business of federal government owning a federal government college? If not to have selected schools that they will fund, which they will put for selected individuals in Nigeria. Everything about ownership of secondary schools should revert to the regions. Federal government has no business in it. So the big question we must ask ourselves is, will Tinubu be prepared to allow for a reduction of his power at the center and allow for a good amount of it to go to the federating units? That is one. If he doesn't, he will leave power and he will start crying like all the other people who have left power and are crying today. It doesn't matter how much money you steal. When you leave office, that your money will reduce to nothing. You will find out that you're struggling. Many of the people who left as governors can't even give you 50, can't even find 50 million for themselves. So let us take advantage of this situation once for all and begin to move the country forward. Because presently this National Assembly has already started restructuring without knowing that what they are doing is restructuring. They have passed Southeast Development Commission, Southwest Development Commission, North Central Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission. That is restructuring. in a very cosmetic way. How can you be creating commission for all the regions when you are pretending to be running a government at the center? You can't run it from the center.
Welcome back. As I've watched that video, you know, see, so if the state today began to they collect the minerals where they get for inside their land, then come they trade them, come they sell them, they use them, they build their state, just like they rebuild their state like Dubai, like all the whole beautiful places where you want to go visit. Your state go feed you. But why they no feed you? Because the government, they collect small money, they give them for inside the money where they sell for oil. Why they forget there's other things where we will get for inside our state, where we will take build our own state. But now, because the power there for one people hand, we just sit down one place, they share the money. No, they see money where they call for House of Assembly, where they share 500 million for each Senate member they get, each 500 million. Now they get for their location where they will just map out something where no they exist and share the money for themselves. Now you don't know say your state rich, but because of the mumu government we will get, where we say they don't want make people they make use of wetin they get for their state and remove this power wey dey for one place. That's why they run for restructuring. They don't want that. They don't want use here and remember days back then where everybody they own, everybody is progressing, the west and the north and the south, everywhere they are progressing. For they carry this power come keep for Abuja, wey make me and you today they suffer. Because if power dey for state, you know wetin go happen. You go feel wake up, go meet your any if na minister or na governor, anybody tell am say we want this thing to change. Now no be protest of for the whole country. It will now be the protest of for that state. Unless other people, other states want support them in solidarity, they can now protest. But because they don't want that power to come up for their hand for inside Abuja, and that's why they suffer. So how I want to solve this problem? Me and you will be youth. Very simple. We need to stand up and Senatore Exposed.